Literally 15 to 20 meters from the shoreline, a 21-year-old Russian guy had been attacked by a tiger shark and got pulled under. And all of these people are there filming with their phones. All of the wars that have ever been fought on this planet are over domination, and it's domination over the crystalline architecture. When you take a deep dive in here, you uncover mysteries, layers of information, and you'll never be the same again. So let's talk about our bodies and how amazing they are, and how much we underutilize the capacity, the full potential of what these avatars are capable of. These bodies are like no accident, no coincidence. They are perfectly, mathematically, biochemically, geometrically designed in the most phenomenal way. But we use them in like a piss poor fashion. Think back to like 2004, when they had that big tsunami in Thailand. Mother Nature was reclaiming some of her orange groves, where hotel owners had built big hotels, ripped up the orange groves and put hotels down. No care for Mother Nature, so she was reclaiming her lands. When there was the cleanup afterwards, did they find dolphins, turtles, dogs, cats, birds washed up in all the debris? No. They found a number of dead humans, but no wildlife. Why is that? Well, the wildlife, they use their intelligence. Human beings are there with their iPhones. Wow, look at that great big wave. Dead. We're crazy. We're a bit kind of screwed up in that way. I was in Egypt a few months back, and I was sitting on the beach with my girlfriend, and they closed off the beach all of a sudden. They told us there was an oil spill. Anyway, the next day I came down to the beach and all of these red flags were still up. And I said to the fella, I said, you know, how come we can't go into the water? Like, this oil spill can't be that bad. And he turned around and he said, there wasn't an oil spill, it was a shark attack. And when we were sat there watching what was going on, we said, I bet it's something to do with the shark. But then obviously they told us it was an oil spill, so we believed them. Should never just believe, should have used discernment, but it's all good. Anyway, the guy said there was a shark attack, and he got his phone up and he showed us someone had recorded it. It was literally a mile or so down the beach from where we were at another hotel resort. Literally 15 to 20 meters from the shoreline, there was a 21-year-old Russian guy who had been attacked by a tiger shark and got pulled under. And all of these people are there filming with their phones. That's what we're like as humans. We want to just get everything on video. What would you have done if you were there? Would you have jumped in, tried to rescue this guy? I like to think I would have done, but you never know until you're in that situation. Birds, animals, they utilize geomagnetic navigation. It's why birds, when it's wintertime, fly in a certain direction to go towards the sun, go towards warmer weathers. We as human beings should be sleeping in a certain direction with our head towards the poles. We should be sleeping with our head towards the poles for a certain period of the day and our feet towards the poles for another period of the day, with our attention and our awareness on different parts of our body. This is how we recalibrate. This is how we keep the magnetic in the electrical balance. As human beings, we're supposed to plug into the Earth's grids and the cosmic grids, okay? Bringing down that electrical frequency and bringing up that magnetic code, that feminine, that masculine, that male, that female, the positive, the negative. Animals utilize their crystalline technology, and that's why they're very aware of what's happening. And when the tsunami's coming towards the shore, they're gone. They don't hang around with their iPhones. But humans are nuts. We're not in tune like we should be. Human beings are very unaware, or most of them are anyway. I used to be extremely unaware. I was a very third-dimensional human being. Drink, drugs, party. My ego was in full control. I just wanted to buy designer suits and fast cars and beautiful watches and houses and fill my life with all of these material things, thinking it would make me happy. But going on this spiritual journey and uncovering star magic, our healing modality, going on this kind of crusade and building healing centers around the planet, helping millions of people, training thousands in more than 55 countries to heal with the star magic frequency, which is an extraterrestrial frequency, which enables us to change the code in the back end of someone's biological computer. How do we know what code to change? We connect with our hearts, fire up the crystalline technology inside of our body, and tap in to these fields of information, which are all mathematical, geometrical. The building blocks of the fabric, the tapestry of space-time is multidimensional, is mathematical. And when you know how to access the mathematics of a human being, their biological computer, you can change the code in the back end, and then physical verifiable results happen on the front end. Disappear. Eyesight comes back, hearing comes back, people get up out of wheelchairs, fibromyalgia disappears, skin rashes go, kidneys come back to life that were on the brink of collapse. How is this possible? If someone like me, who used to sell drugs and smuggle guns for a living, was involved in lots of high-profile bank fraud, I was a criminal. If I can come from that kind of life to a life where we travel the world helping people with a healing frequency that came from another planet, anyone can change. I remember several years ago, I made a YouTube video talking about this crystal in the right-hand side of our brain. This crystal, I was told by the Arcturians, was called an Bromium crystal. And it fires up when you hit a certain frequency. And I remember I was in Romania giving a talk when my second book came out, no, my third book, which was at the time called Star Magic Heal the Universe, which was then changed to Healing with Light Frequencies, the Transformative Power of Star Magic. I was in this amazing building in Bucharest, which was like a library out of a Harry Potter film, giving a talk and a presentation on the book. And my frequency was high. And I had this stabbing pain in my right brain. It was crazy. Like, I had to really dig deep and ride it out. I spoke to, my higher self, my oversoul, and I said, listen, what am I gonna do? And I was just told, grit your teeth, breathe, and keep going, because there's nothing you can do about this. It was neural pathways rewiring in my brain, and this crystal firing up and coming online. And this crystal's a bit like a satellite dish. We go deep into this in our level 2 training. If you've been to our level 2 training, you know all about the Bromium crystal. This crystal is connected to a whole crystalline network through the whole brain. It's plugged into the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, the hypothalamus. And those three create the divine Trinity. Because the Trinity is everything. The triangle is the most powerful shape in the universe. Because out from the singularity came duality. And then out from duality came the Holy Trinity. And it's actually the Holy Trinity that makes everything possible. That equilateral triangle became a tetrahedron. That tetrahedron multiplied and became a Merkaba field. That Merkaba field multiplied a few times and became a multi-dimensional Merkaba field. But within that whole baseline structure, you've got an octahedron, you've got the cube, you've got the icosahedron, you've got multiple geometrical elements that make up the fabric of space-time. We are geometrical beings. 49 days after conception, 9 and 4, 13. Okay, this 13 is weaved into the code everywhere. It's weaved into the Great Pyramid. The base of the Great Pyramid is 13 square miles. The height of the pyramid is 481 feet, which is 13. This number is the number of the divine goddess, woven into our earthly tapestry. So baseline frequency 13 is so important. There are 13 constellations in our zodiac, and they connect to 12 different body parts, plus the central nervous system. And it's the 13 connects to the nervous system that was taken out of our zodiac, out of our calendar. 13 moons, 13 cycles. It was designed to tip the female, to debalance the female, to recode the feminine, and to bring the masculine into the forefront. Power and control, domination. If you go back to Atlantis, You know, the great grandmother dragon, that rainbow diamond crystalline dragon mother who incarnated into human form and was raped and pillaged and treated in such an inhumane way, to say the least, and parts of the body replicated quantumly and turned into multiple geometrical, energetic voodoo dolls. Because when you create something quantumly and entangle it with something else, you can do things to this quantum piece of engineering, a hologram, we call it in star magic, to create healing, or you can use it to create pain and chaos. So when the great grandmother dragon was abused, destroyed, pieces of her were replicated quantumly and used to do nasty things to the whole of humanity on a feminine level. And when Atlantis went down under, all of the crystalline grids, all of those crystalline caverns which ran that Christos Sophia code from the great grandmother dragon were destroyed. Or not necessarily destroyed, but recoded and utilized for darker forces. And over recent years, many teams around the planet, many tribes around the planet, many tribes on and off planet have been recoding this architecture and bringing those underground networks back online. For us to truly do this amplified work, to restructure the crystalline grids, to bring back online the grid systems, plug them back in cosmically on a multi-dimensional earthly level too, to recode the Stargate systems, it takes a certain level of geomagnetic, crystalline, activated architecture. It takes a certain level of navigation, which all of the animals have never lost. Human beings haven't lost it, we've just become detached from it. And what we need to do is to take a deep dive into our hearts, sit in the stillness and ask to bring back online this architecture. Your kidneys, your spinal column, play a mission critical role in this. Each one of your vital organs plugs into a certain set of Stargates. Each one of your vertebrae plugs into a certain set of Stargates. Cosmically, universally, galactically, on a planetary level too. All of the wars that have ever been fought on this planet are over domination. And it's domination over the crystalline architecture. There are many other reasons too. It's not just a one-dimensional thing going on here, saying it's just over the crystalline grids, but the bottom line is that's the main reason for war. Domination through control of interplanetary, interdimensional, multi-dimensional travel and access to the Stargate networks. It's about energy. But there are many other reasons, but they all fall into this one reason. They're all part of this big one game. And it is a game. And you should enjoy playing the game because you shouldn't be in fear of the game. But the worst thing is when you don't know you're playing a game and you don't know the rules, you're always going to get beat. You know, you go and play some kind of computer game with a child that's been playing it day in day out, they're going to whip your ass. You go and play any kind of game. You go and pick up a tennis racket and play tennis with someone that's been playing tennis for 10 years. You've never picked up a tennis racket before. You're going to get your ass kicked. It doesn't matter what you do. 99.99% of the time, you're going to get your ass whooped if you play against someone that's been practicing. And when you don't know that you're playing a game, how can you practice? You don't know the rules, you don't know the scope of the playing board, so you're screwed from the start. And most humans don't know they're in a spiritual war. They don't know that we're playing a game. And the game should be enjoyed, because it is fun when you know you're playing it, especially when you know that death is an illusion. There's only a transition from one body to another, or from one body to no form, from form into no form, and maybe at some point back into form again. Or maybe you multiply and split into multiple forms. All things are possible. But we have to regain this geomagnetic navigation. We have to switch on the crystalline architecture in our expanded fields, but we have to switch on the crystalline structure internally and get properly activated. If you want to do that, check out our website, starmagichealing.org. We got some of the best Ascension tools on planet Earth. meditations, light-encoded activations, cosmic yoga, breathwork, qigong, high-frequency nutrition, bundles of mystery school teachings. We got private Telegram groups so you can connect with other souls just like you on this same high-frequency mission. We got all the tools that you need to raise your vibration, activate your multidimensional architecture, switch on your third eye, get your light body functioning at full capacity, activate your right brain, switch this crystalline architecture internally into full superhuman mode, and just be a powerful, powerful galactic titan. You are amazing, beautiful soul. But do you know this? There's no point me telling you and you not knowing this. You got to take a deep dive into the labyrinth of your own inner workings and discover your true superhuman potential. You carry a sacred code. We all carry a sacred code, those of us with a soul anyway. And that sacred code carries sacred keys. We are the guardians of this planet. We are the sacred custodians of this beautiful earth. And they're in fear of us remembering this. So they do everything in their power to stop us diving in here. Because when you take a deep dive in here, which is the journey of the brave, the journey of the warrior god, the warrior goddess, the lion, the lioness, the alchemist, the architect. When you take a deep dive in here, you uncover mysteries beyond mysteries, layers of information, and you'll never be the same again in a positive way. Because once you see, you can't unsee. Once you know, you can't unknow. So go beyond belief systems, which are for amateurs. Take a deep dive into your heart and know who you are. Upgrade your consciousness and be the living legend that you came to planet Earth to be. Step into your power. Live from your heart. Love your sisters and your brothers. Hug them tightly and never, ever, ever be the first to let go. Love them fiercely and ferociously. And I'll see you again real soon, beautiful soul. Remember, starmagichealing.org, you get 7 days free access to all of those powerful, advanced Ascension tools right now. I'll see you again real soon. One love, one heart, one human family. Peace out.